Hi everyone, I'm using Gregory Scott's tarot cards today for our reading. I'll choose 3 cards, read the base of the pack, and I'll also choose one from the Mystical Healing deck as well for some extra guidance. We are in the season of Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So this is a time of closure. Pluto is 29 degrees in the final stages of Capricorn, and Saturn is in the final 29 degrees of Aquarius. So some major closures in our lives. Saturn asks us to look at any unresolved karma that we may have in our lives, any feelings of conflict in it with a situation or a person. Pluto asks us to really go deep and dive deep into those muddy waters to make sure that we have found all our treasure and that we have done our healing, ready for the new beginnings next March when things start to bloom. So this is the final, there's lots of closure going on, and we may be releasing through our physical body. Ascension symptoms could be something playing out in our lives that's causing us to go into some kind of mental stories. We're creating stories around things that are happening in our lives that are creating a disharmony within us. All this is being brought to the surface for our awareness, and as we things are coming to the surface now, and the light, this powerful light that is coming from the galactic core, the proton light, the plasma, and Archangel Michael shows me that within us we are electrical beings. Our heart is an electrical pulse. Every thought is an electrical pulse through our brain, our head, and our heart is an electrical pulse, and it goes out. So this is all plasma, this is proton light. So we are constantly creating a program in our reality, and we're coming to the end of these programs now. We're coming to the end of the conditioning, where the screen is a beautiful, clear reflection of who we truly are. We're not projecting old programs into our energy field. We are the projectors. How we are feeling, our beliefs will then create our reality. So we're coming to the end of those false beliefs, clearing now. We may be clearing through the physical, old emotions that we may not remember, but as held at a cellular level, coming to the surface and being released. So it's a time of really being gentle with ourselves. We're in the season of Pisces, so Pisces is the fish. The 2 fish swimming in opposite directions. So that can be our head and our heart, but there is a bond that connects those fish, that they can never be separated. They will always come back into unison. Pisces is the time of water. It's the element of water, so making sure we're having our salt baths, that we are blessing our water before we drink it. We are creating crystal elixirs and charging our water in the moon, in the sun. So we are assisting ourselves as we're making this transition. And as we really stay focused on the moment, in this moment, and if we do come into this moment and we're feeling some discord within, feeling some block or some disharmony, take a nice deep breath and think of God, think of the divine, think of the angels, and straight away you're back into alignment with the truth of who you are, and it will dissolve any blocks. So we're going through these massive shifts. The planets are assisting us, guiding us through our ascension, and it is to be really, really gentle with ourselves. So I'm asking for a message for the highest and greatest good for the collective or anyone who views this video. So there we have 1, the King of Pentacles, 2, the Knight of Wands, he keeps making an appearance, and 3, the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles, which is the King Solomon. Everything he touched turned to gold, and that is us as we are alchemizing those lower thought forms and emotions. We're alchemizing them and dissolving them with love, and that is taking us to the core of our being. And you can see him there, he has sat there with a pentacle within his chest. His robe is green and gold, so this is all around the heart center. He follows his heart. He doesn't get entangled with anything that is not in alignment with who he truly is. This is the last card, the card of complete manifestation, of well-being. So we're going through this time of maybe ascension symptoms, and again it's to really keep taking ourselves back, instead of allowing our head to create stories, to create fears and anxieties, to bring it back within. Feel the energy of this card and anchor it into your reality. This treasure, all this treasure that he is sat, is within our hearts. It's within the core of our being. If we chase it on the outside world, we will be forever looking, we will be forever chasing. We will never catch, it will never manifest, because it's coming from the core of our being. So you can see there this beautiful card emitting such prosperous energy, reminding us that as we anchor this beautiful light that is entering Earth, these light codes that are entering Earth at this time, activating us, waking up that memory within us of who we are, reminding us that we are our creators, we are co-creators. We can create our worst nightmare, or we can create and bring in heaven on earth within. And this is a card that we have chosen to follow our hearts, to create heaven within, and then as that resonates all around us, we create our beautiful new reality. So this is a card of confirmation that we have done the work, just reminding us to stay in our heart center, to really feel the sacredness of God, to feel the sacredness of our angels, our loved ones. Feel the sacredness, and it will dissolve any disharmony within us, any blocks. And then we have the Knight of Wands. This wonderful card. This is a card of Sagittarius. So the fire of our passion, reminding us to stay in that focus. As the centaur, he is chopping wood there, and no matter how enlightened we become, prosperous we become, we still chop wood, we still carry water, we still do the everyday things. But it is when we're doing our activities to stay focused. He is focused on chopping that block of wood. His focus is there. If he was looking elsewhere, he would miss the wood. So it's asking us to really stay in focus now and do our work. The Eight of Pentacles. You can see the blacksmith there, creating different creations with his talents, but he's still a blacksmith. He's using all his talents to create beautiful creations, and he's turning up and he's doing the work. So this is telling us to stay focused, to stay doing our inner work, to stay focusing on our beautiful creation, our beautiful talents that we hold within us, not outside of us. We can't find anything, we can't find peace outside of us, we can't find our gifts outside of the inside. So this is a time of going within, doing the completion, being aware of anything that may be coming to the surface. The base of the pack is the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles, this is one of feeling isolated. You can see he's stood out there on his own, watching everyone else play. He is not part of that group, and he's feeling the isolation. So the more you look at that and feel that, the longer we stay stuck. This is a card of turning away, turning within, and realising that we are infinitely abundant. We are never alone. We are always surrounded by our loved ones in spirit, by the divine source that flows from us, all around us, is always there. We are never alone. The Pentacles is also our finances. So maybe looking in one area where we expect our finances to come, maybe a salary, and because this salary is the same, we have that mindset that we can't be abundant until we have an increase in salary. But when we go within and connect with the treasure within, finances start flowing in from all different areas that we would never ever have imagined. It turns up magically, mysteriously. So taking our attention away from the outside world, from our fixation on where we feel finances are going to come from, and go within, and then we open ourselves up to connect and merge with the wavelength, the frequency of abundance. So wherever you're feeling this isolation, come within, connect within, breathe, feel the divine within, and you are never ever alone. This is when we start to feel divinely loved. So I'm asking now for a message from the mystical healing. And these cards are by Anna Segal and Jake Baddeley. I may have said that wrong. So they are beautiful, beautiful cards. I'm setting the intention of for a reading for the highest and greatest good for the collective, or anyone who views this video. So we have minimize guilt. Okay. So she is blindfolded. She has wings. She could fly. There is money flowing around her, but she can't see it. She can't accept it. So again, this connects with this card. So as we're coming to the completion of this time, to look at any guilt that we have where we are receiving. This is an old subconscious patterning where we can give, but we find it hard to receive. We have all this treasure within us, and this treasure, when we come into alignment, will start to appear on our path. The divine will bring whatever we need, and it may bring it through people that we find it hard to accept from. We find it hard to accept a compliment. We find it hard to accept help. We may feel that we would be happy if we had this downpouring of prosperity, but there's a guilt within us, an old program playing that maybe to be wealthy is to not be godly, when the divine is guiding us into prosperity, guiding us into divine abundance, and it will bring people to us so that we can receive the abundance. But if we have got a block with receiving from that person, or we are completely missing it because we are still focused on one way, that we can only achieve it, and that is by working hard, that is by going through stress, that is the thought that if we have money that comes easily, it's not valued. So whichever way it is working in your life, take a nice deep breath now. Take a breath and ask for all blocks, all guilt that is connected to us receiving abundance in any way, whether it be a compliment, whether it be someone helping us, whether it is finances. Let go of the judgment of ourselves and of others. Let go of the judgment of how that prosperity flows to us, and just be open as the King. He has no guilt. He knows everything within him is divine. He remembers who he is. She is an angel. We are all angels here on earth. And as we take the blindfold off, we receive the awareness that we're here to accept. We're here to give and receive in divine alignment. And the red in this card is standing out as the root chakra. So this is past programming. So go into those programs today. Look at what relationship you have with your finances. How do they make you feel? And really, if it's not uplifting, if it's not in alignment, do some inner work. This is a completion. We're going through these completions. And she stood on that pedestal there, on her tiptoes, performing. Performing for the outside world and not going in and listening to her authenticity. So a wonderful day today of really focusing on how our finances, what our relationship to money is, whether we are fearful of it, whether it comes in and then we spend it straight away. Hold some money today, maybe a £10 note, and what relationship do you have with money? And you will get the insights. So if we're always looking for it and seeing everybody else with it, then we're out of alignment, because we're come into that place of lack of self-worth. It must be a lack of self-worth, that we are not good enough to have what everyone else has, coming from old conditions, when it's there, when we stay focused on our passion. We have that crystal clear intention of what it is that makes us happy, and show up and do the work, doing our own divine creations, but feeling and knowing that our divine creations are priceless. So whatever your relationship today with anything in the physical, really have a good look at that and be aware of what it invokes. And if it invokes anything that's not love, breathe love into that feeling within, feel the love of God within, and then send that light into whatever area, whether it's your finances, your career, whatever it may be, whatever doesn't feel in alignment with you, breathe the love of God within into that feeling, and then out into the area of your life. It could be finances, which this is talking about, maybe love, maybe a relationship. It's time to come out of our heads now, like the King of Pentacles into our hearts, and know that if we are feeling isolated and shut away and not part of the group, remembering that we're all connected, we're all one, we're on a conscious level, and we can connect with each other on a conscious level, so we're never alone. So we have 1, 6, 16, 16, 17, 24, 46, 10. If we're going through this completion to really come into peace within, and to breathe and feel the sacredness within. We're not going to find it outside of us. Completion, anything that's coming up during this time that we can't make sense of, but it's causing us to feel uncomfortable. No, that's a karmic debt that's not been resolved, and the only resolve is love. So taking some time today, really having a good reflection, and drinking lots of water. We are going through immense times, and we're all here doing it together. We are not on our own. We may feel it because we may be going through it in a different way to others, but we're on some level, we're all going through this ascension, and we will be feeling it, every single one of us, and to really find that support from the divine. So I'm sending so much love, and thank you so much for listening. God bless. Thank you.